San Francisco has long been a thriving center of Italian culture and is home to thousands of Italian Americans. It is here in the Bay Area that Italian Community Services has been a pillar of the Italian American community since 1916, providing individuals and families with trusted resources while honoring Italian language and culture. For the last 300 years, waves of immigrants came to America's shores seeking opportunity and freedom. The immigrants brought with them not only their skills and drive, but also their food, music, and culture. Among the most influential groups were immigrants from Italy, whose descendants now number some 17 million Americans, the fifth largest ethnic population in America. In 1916, prominent San Francisco Italian Americans came together to support their fellow brethren. Among them were banker Amedeo Giannini, founder of the Bank of Italy, which later became Bank of America, Marco Fontana, founder of Del Monte Corporation, Andrea Sparbaro, who helped establish the California wine industry, and Domenico Ghirardelli Jr., president of Ghirardelli Chocolate. They joined forces to create the organization which today is known as Italian Community Services.
There was a need for these immigrants to assimilate themselves into the United States. And with the language barrier, it was difficult for them to find housing or find a job. The agency provided that. As the time went on, the agency hired professionals to meet the needs of these immigrants in whatever services they needed at the time.
Through the war years, the organization provided legal, immigration, employment, food, and clothing services to many Italian Americans. Its efforts earned the agency commendations from local and state governments and helped establish it as the vital American institution it is today.
I had moved back to San Francisco after living in Rome, and I wanted a new way to connect to the Italian community in San Francisco. I had been involved in different groups, young people's groups and other types of less formal Italian groups, and I just wanted something new. And so I started to look up Italian community or Italian activities in San Francisco, and that's how I found Italian Community Services.
Italian Community Services is a center for Italian American life and sponsors a variety of social and cultural activities. With professional staff who are fluent in Italian, the agency helps members of the community navigate a wide variety of social services, providing educational grants, volunteer matching, translation services, medical and home care coordination, and information and referrals to its many clients in and outside of San Francisco. The organization is dedicated to bringing together and supporting professionals, families, students, immigrants, the elderly, and of course, our next generation.
One of the things we're focusing on as we approach our centennial is our grant program, our educational grant program, and providing resources to Italian teachers and to students to study the Italian language and culture. So recently, my mother and I, with two other board members, Leana and Ilia, went to teach children to make bread. And we made breadsticks, actually. It was a lot of fun. My mother spoke about history of Italians in San Francisco and asked the children who among them had Italian grandparents. Many of them did, some of them didn't, but they were there just for the joy of learning Italian and sharing the culture, which was really special. I brought my son, who won't remember it, but he was part of it too. It was multi-generational.
Volunteer participation helps keep the organization's work vibrant, be it on the board of directors, with the annual dinner or golf tournament, or through the Ponte della Luce volunteer program. This agency, with deep local roots in San Francisco, has gained nationwide recognition and reach. At its heart are its many supporters who help continue the legacy of the founders and who, like them, are committed to helping their brethren.
These successful and innovative Italians that set up this wonderful organization to help other Italians who are coming over, help them get their footing in this new land. and help them navigate through the neighborhoods and through the bureaucracy. And now, 100 years later, we have this once again. The immigrant is a little bit different. They're educated, they're professional, but once again, they have to navigate their new life.
In Italy, we have a lot of great things, but we don't have global technology companies. And so as a result, that whole segment of the industry is really moving out to the country, and in large part is relocating here. A lot of the immigration that I see, a lot of the Italians who come here, they don't just stay here permanently. They continue to maintain a lot of ties, and they go back and forth, back and forth. And so that really creates a vibrant channel. It's not just a one-way immigration, but it's really the creation of a permanent bridge between the countries. That's what's happening.
Italian Community Services provides Italian American individuals and families with trusted resources to help them live healthy, independent, and productive lives. We are committed to honoring and preserving the Italian language and culture, with an emphasis on the strength and support that comes from family, community, education, and goodwill. Since its founding, the agency has provided outreach to thousands of individuals in need. The Italian Community Services receives no government support, relying entirely on donations for its operations. Join us in providing vital support to our many clients in and outside of San Francisco.
At Italian Community Services, we're creating community, and we hope you'll join us.